Hey, how's it going, y'all? Silent Alonzo here. Man, I just wanted to touch base. I know it's a Sunday, but I figured I'd still get at you because I had a couple things on my mind. It's been a busy day, busy weekend as the holidays are nearing. And we actually did gingerbread houses with my kids and some of the neighborhood kids. So that was really cool. We all got together and had some fun there, man. But let's get to this Dogelon Mars, man. So on their official Twitter, they posted some things that really, got my thoughts going because I can relate to it like heavily. And one of the things that they said was, I entertain every possible facet of the idea and how I would theoretically execute on it. And that's something that I do like on a, like it's like religiously. Like I'll imagine myself making this move or taking this next step, and I play it down, play it out like two or three steps out to see what that outcome would be. And I could imagine that Dogelon Mars being in the position that they're in, they have to take into consideration all of these moving pieces. I mean, it could be as something so small, like to us, like, okay, we'll do it tomorrow, right? Doing it tomorrow may not be the exact moment where it would have the greatest impact. There's a lot of moving pieces, right? Like listing something tomorrow. Would tomorrow be the best day? Is the market ripe for a listing? Should we get into NFTs first? Should we get into the metaverse? Which one's going to have the best potential outcome, right? So while we sit here, and I see some people getting impatient, and these must be people that just joined, because those of us that have been around, for at least a couple months, we can actually see all of this progress taking place, and everything has been executed well. So now when they post this, I could see that perhaps they're, I guess, trying to communicate or relay to us that there may be some decisions there that they have to think all the way through so that it can have the best potential outcome, um, for all of us. And it may be something that needs to work synergistically with something else. So um, that's just food for thought. It really stuck with me because I do that. I tend to ponder all the possibilities, right, and then choose the best. Then another part of that said the creative process doesn't have an off button. And that is so true. I mean, not only being a content creator, because there's always something that you could do, always something that you can um, um, talk about, or something that you can create, but also in being involved in the music industry. Like, I've created music for a majority of my life. And then as I aged, or I got slightly older, I just, I had different priorities and things like that. And if you want to hear any of my music, you could go to Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you go, and just put Silent Alonzo. You could put VOL, like volume one. You could do two, three, or four. I have four of them out. So if you're interested in checking out what I create, just check that out. Or you could scroll like lower to the bottom of these videos, or go to the playlist. There's like videos directed by Silent Alonzo. I've even directed my own videos. And then I also direct and edit my kids' channel, which is called Aries and Apollo Adventures, ARIES and Apollo Adventures. And we do a bunch of different things there. So if you have kids, check that out. But I just wanted to point out that creativity doesn't stop. It just kind of like branches out into many directions. And you could see that with Dogelon Mars and why they would post that. I mean, look at all of the creativity that's um, in this project. I mean, you even have a comic strip, right? You have a comic strip that's part of this. And I mean, it's the NFT and all of that. And then you have to constantly create everything. And that just leads me to believe that this is going to be more. They're putting that creativity into it. And it's probably going to be more than what we expect. While we're holding now in the short term, we see these small things, but can you imagine out there once everything is put in place? I mean, it seems like they're going to continue going. Well, I just thought it was a good post and I wanted to discuss that. But let's get to some numbers. We do have 117,892 holders, man. For such a young coin, man, we have 117,892 holders. And if you are one of them, uh, applaud yourself, pat yourself on the back, because hopefully things are going to be taking off soon. I know that the chart was pushing up all day, and then now it's slightly pushing down, and I think it's because Bitcoin. As soon as I saw it going down, I went and checked Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going down, but we were actually pushing up, and that's a good thing, man. We're holding these levels, man. There's some people selling, but there's many people buying. There's obviously many more people buying because we're holding the levels, and with these holders here, you know, um, that gives me great confidence that most people share the sentiment that this is going to become something else. Um, Also, I want you to remember that on December 14th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I figured out it's Eastern Time on the Dogelon Reddit, we're going to have the Methuselah Foundation with the founder, David Goebel, and the I think it's the manager, uh, Sergio Ruiz. I believe that's what it is. At least that's what I wrote down. So it's David Goebel for sure, and Sergio Ruiz. And I just want to make sure that y'all tune into that. But I want to take it a step further, and I want to give a shout out to the Dogelon Warriors. And this is specifically for them. Look, guys, I personally will probably not be able to tune into this, and I may not be the one to have the most in depth questions, okay? Some of you guys know way more about this, are more tech savvy than what I am. So I'm asking the Dogelon Warriors, look, start a a questionnaire in our Telegram, on the Dogelon Mars Telegram, or even maybe even on the Dogelon Warriors Twitter. Post this question, pose this question to everybody, which is going to be, what questions should we be asking the Methuselah Foundation when they do the AMA? All right, when they do the AMA on December 14th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, who is asking questions? Who? Find out who in our group is going to participate in this, and make sure that we have some good questions to ask. I mean, you could even go in there and just, tell them, hey, thank you, or whatever you want to do. But at least we need to assign a core group, which could come from the Dogelon Warriors, or our Telegram, or the Twitter, wherever. It could be you, a listener, that can present a great question. But we need to get these questions to some people that are actually going to be on there live and presenting these questions. We don't want to ask these things after the fact. We want to have people in there now. So, Dogelon Warriors, I'm asking you, please make a post inside of the Telegram, or get with some of the admin or something like that, and take a I don't know, what would you call it, man? Like a roster, like a vote, to see what's on everybody's minds, so that we don't miss out on this opportunity. We've got to capitalize on it. So if you're with me, and you hear me and you feel me on this push to get certain questions from our community in there, let's do it. I mean, y'all start asking questions, start pushing people. Who's going to be there? Who is going to be live present to ask these questions, and give them a list of questions. You know, Identify these people and arm them with the appropriate ammunition. You hear me? Now, that may be the title of this: appropriate ammunition, the right ammunition. You know, You got to have it, man. If we're an army, we've got to start thinking strategically. We've got to start working together. So who's going to be there and get it to them? All right. The other thing, since we're talking about being the Dogelon army here, y'all sign them petitions, them change.org for Binance, the change.org for Coinbase. Let's get those numbers up, man. There's plenty of us. There's 80 something thousand of us in Telegram alone. Look, if you don't want to click on a link that's inside of the Telegram, hey, I understand. Well, go Google it. Go Google it. Go look for the change.org for Dogelon Mars and sign the one directly on change.org. It only takes you a minute to do it, but we've got to get these numbers up. We've got to make everything look the best that it can possibly be, and it's going to take you. It's going to take me, right? It's going to take the other people that are listening and watching this that don't see it in the very beginning and catch it, a couple weeks later or a couple days later. Every single person counts when it comes to this stuff. So let's get that community hype going. Um, man, I could probably talk a whole lot more. I'm way past what I normally talk, but I think we covered some important things here. And as this week goes on, and as we get closer to the holidays, man, you know, don't be looking at the charts so much, man. Enjoy time with your family. Enjoy a little bit of peace for yourself. If you don't have family, just enjoy a peaceful time with yourself. Smile. And eventually all of this stuff will add up, because we got somebody there that entertains every possible facet of the idea and how they would theoretically execute it. We're in good hands, man. We're in good hands. So, although it's good to watch the chart, don't forget to enjoy the time that you have, um, and make every moment count, man. So, with that said, let's get the right ammunition. If you don't have, Dogelon Mars, get you some.